Hello Internet, and welcome to my live reaction for Fairy Tale 100 Years Quest, Chapter 32. When we last left our heroes, it was pretty much just the Natsu versus Gajeel fight, which didn't really advance super far. There was a quick little aside with Happy and Lily, though. And the main attraction was Lucy, Loki, and Virgo versus the Strauss siblings, which ended in Lucy combining her Virgo and Leo star dress forms. And that, I think, is going to be the focus of this chapter, given that it is titled 32 Star Dress Mix. So let's jump right on in. Our cover picture here is Lucy in a kiddie pool with a can of soda and Happy by her side. Summer is for that. A cold soda, a pool, and Happy. Story Hiramashima, art Atsuo Ueda. Let's jump right on in. Sorcerer Weekly is doing our translations here. We open right where we left off with Lucy in her Leo Virgo form. Lucy's trump card. Defeat the three siblings and return them to the reason. There's already a bit of an awkward word choice. Star Dress Mix. A fuse form with the power of me in Virgo. And Lisanna is taken aback. Pretty! Realizing she's fucked up there. Seems I can't use these two's power as they are. Plus, as it is very strong, the effect doesn't last long. Let's do it quickly, Lisanna. I also have one. A trump card. Animal Soul. Nine-tailed fox. And she adds on this kind of almost shrine maiden-y attire along with her nine-tailed fox form. So that's also a new thing. Though to be fair, Lisanna's done almost nothing since she revived in Aedolas. Or came back in Aedolas. Anyway. Fox Impact! And she, throws a punch at the air, and, the breaking apart of the air, drives Lucy back. Kah! Regulus Light! Speak as shine! And she, gets some light in her hand and, aims it at, Lisanna. Lion Maiden! And these, pillars of light form all, come crashing down all around Lucy and Lisanna. Kya! And Lisanna is sent back. Mira snaps back. Lisanna! With a bit more of chance. Mira-san and Elfman-san too. Go down with that! Again, what is that supposed to mean? With a bit more of chance? I'm assuming it's kind of a, with a bit of luck, Mira and Elfman will also go down with that. But again, this is some awkward translations we're getting here. And we see the beam of light just expand to enormous levels. Elfman, whoa, is blown back. Mira has to defend herself from the light, as even Loki is shielding himself a little bit, but he does get a good grin out. And the dust settles. Lucy is out of her form. I think that's just her normal dress. Can really change just for an instant. Lisanna, though, is back to her toka dress, but is unconscious. Sorry, Lisanna. But someone's steps, probably Mira's Satan Soul, yeah. Mira and Elfman are now, looming over Lucy. You really beat Lisanna up, huh? You won't be forgiven, Lucy. They're still intact after taking that? I can understand for Mira-san, but was Elfman-san that powerful? What happened to Virgo? Lucy turns around, and Virgo, in typical Virgo fashion, is tied up. The princess, completely lost. And Lucy, jaw drops, but she quickly clears her head, turns back to the battle. How can I win against Mira-san? Meanwhile, back with Toka, she's chilling out on the throne in Alderaan, in the chapel where she was. White mages of fairy tale. Quickly destroy the 4 remaining orbs. This way, the power of the wood god dragon Alderaan we mine. Oh, the throne isn't in Alderaan, she's in, Drasil is the town's name, my bad. With that power, I could fight against the fire dragon god and the others another time. Wendy we cut to Wendy, who is flying through the sky. I saw it. The right shoulder city. I have to search for the orb, but... And she sees this light coming from a chapel. That light. It's probably there. Let's go, Wendy. Let's go! And on the left-hand city, we cut to Erza, who also sees a beam of light coming from a cathedral-like building, and is almost certainly about to find Jellal. What's that light? Is the orb there? And she runs instead to Team Shadowgear, Jet and Droid. Erza! be prepared! And Erza runs right by them. For real, you're controlled and that weak? You're lacking training. She opens the door, and there's a single figure in there in front of the orb controlling Aldron's powers. We see his face. It's definitely Jellal. Yep, he pulls his hood down. Erza, don't get in my way. So that is the orb. Why our guilt? I followed the White Mage and ended up here. And then I learned how great the White Doctrine is. So we see that the brainwashed people seem to have a fair bit of their memories intact. And they seem to believe that they have found the White Doctrine and fully believe in it, and that everyone else should be converted, which is definitely evidence that that Juvia is still under Toka's control. And again, I've said over and over again, I'm a firm believer that the White Witch and Toka are one and the same. I think this kind of adds fuel to that theory. Anyway, Erza kind of looks down. Good grief. Can't be helped. And she requips into her, her nothing but the boob bandages and the red pants form. Its name I used to know, but I sure don't anymore. It's just the boob bandages and the red pants is what they're called. Come at me. And she, points her sword at Jellal. No. And Jellal, pulls his cloak back, I think. And she looks at Jellal doing this, and she looks at him in shock. You come at me! And he throws his robe off, just him in his boxer briefs. Why are you undressing? Because I'm in front of you. Okay, and 100 Years Quest already gave us that Groovia scene with Juvina. It's definitely throwing more fuel onto the ship fire. He's definitely gone mad. I have to defeat him as fast as possible. Meanwhile, back in the right-hand city, we check in on Natsu and Gijil, where nothing has happened. There, we get a shot of them punching, and we cut to Gray's location with the Thunder God tribe, as Gray takes his shirt off. Juvia watches from afar as the Thunder God tribe moves in towards him. Gray, barely dodges Freed's sword, but goes right into Evergreen's kick that, sends him back. Ugh! What Evergreen-san is doing to Gray-sama. With her bare feet. Oh boy, she thinks it's a fetish thing. Love rival! And she, stomps out. And she stops. I forgot. Juvia cannot use her magic. Gray-sama, please do your best. And he gets Gray gets another kick, courtesy of Bixlow this time. Shit. It's complicated when there are 3 enemies. All of you freeze together! And he gets his magic ready. Ice make! My magic doesn't work? And he notices Freed smiling. Can it be? Technique. Everybody in here cannot use ice magic. Oh boy. That's unfair! He can use other types of magic. How kind of us. You're going to be defeated again in the same way, Gray. This technique cannot be undone by anybody. And Gray just kind of grins. You're telling me to use only the demon's portion of Devil Slayer magic? I take no responsibility for what happens next. And Gray goes full Demon Slayer, just using full demon power? I don't think we've ever actually, when we see both Gray and Natsu use their demon powers, it's Natsu in his E&D form uses it to enhance his fire, Gray uses it to enhance his ice. We've never really seen it detached from its element. So that's an interesting thing that we're going to probably jump into next time. Gray's ice magic has been blocked. He must get his revenge using Devil Slayer magic. And yeah, that's chapter 32. Again, I'm a big fan of 100 Years Quest. I will, the only bad thing this entire series has been, of course, the, what's it called? The resolution of the Merfolvia arc. But beyond that, 100 Years Quest has been killing it this entire time. And, this chapter is no exception. We get to see just how great Lucy has been. I love Lucy getting to do things. She doesn't get to do things enough. And the last time Lucy had a full-on fight, all-out fight that did not end with someone coming to her rescue or Brandish changing sides was when? I'm really trying to think. I think it might be Lucy versus Tartaros, which is one of the high points of the entire series. but still, that was 5-6 years ago now. God, I'm getting old. Um, closer to 5 years ago. Close to 5 years ago. But still, it's been a long time. And it's great to see her just go all out against the Strauss siblings here. Well, she might have had to fight an Avatar arc, but no one cares about the Avatar arc. That doesn't count. And again, all of her Alvarez fights were against Brandish, and Brandish has her own drama there, which is really good, but not good at showing Lucy winning fights. Anyway, yeah, her Grand Lion Maiden attack is fantastic, and it's incredible. And now she's no longer has that power, and is now the other two Strauss siblings are focused on her instead of on Loki and Virgo. So we'll see how she handles that. Meanwhile, Wendy is still going somewhere. I honestly don't know who she's going to fight. Unless... Hold on. Oh, so here's an interesting theory. So most of the time when they're changing cities in this chapter, they'll say what city they're in. I think Natsu and Gray are in the same city, if I'm not mistaken. But Wendy, when we swap from Toka to Wendy, that doesn't happen. What if that's the church where Toka is? I don't know if that tracks, because Toka might still be in the church in Drasil. But what if it is? What if we're about to have Wendy versus Toka? That'll be great. Then, of course, Jellal versus Erza rematch is happening with a new Jellal, which I guess is to distract Erza with his sex appeal. Which is kind of working. She's definitely shaken up by it. Natsu and Gajil are not doing anything really. And then we have Gray has to tap into the devil side of Ice Devil Slayer magic, which we'll see a lot more of next week. That's all I have to say for this chapter. So I hope you all enjoyed the chapter and the video itself. If you did, don't forget to like or subscribe, or, do whatever makes you happy, And remember, your life is your own, okay? Bye!